Hello, Flosstube. How are you guys? Happy Memorial Day. Today is Monday, May 31st. It is a vacation day for me, so I decided to do a Flosstube today. For any of you who are regular subscribers, welcome back. For anybody who is new to my channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. And this is a channel generally about grow stitch. Just a little life update. It's been about a month, I think, since I since I floss tubed. Though between then and now, I did take about 2.5 weeks off of stitching. I just kind of lost my mojo a little bit. But in that month, not much has really changed, quite frankly. I did get my second vaccination shot, which I probably had in my last video, but I can't remember. But I have since then moved past the 2-week point and am considered fully vaccinated, which is great. I did venture out to the dentist, which I had not done in 18 months because I was due for a dentist appointment right after pandemic started, which I skipped, and then I skipped the second one, and so here we are. It was kind of weird, but I went. I had only one cavity, but it was one that we were watching anyway, so nothing new, which is good. I think I was more paranoid and took better care of my teeth than normal because I knew I wasn't going to the dentist. Whatever works. Anyway, so I did that. I had dinner outside at my house with a friend who was also vaccinated. So that was really great. And other than that, my life is fairly close to the same. Still working from home. Will likely be working from home through the rest of this year. And then we'll see what happens at that point. If there was ever a reminder needed to remind everybody that COVID is still real, a friend of mine from a long time ago, not a close friend anymore, passed this week from COVID. Had gone into the hospital and 3 days later, unfortunately, passed. And so that was kind of a awakening, a reminder. Now, to be fair, the life choices she had made versus mine are completely different, 180. But it's still kind of a big deal. So stay safe, everybody. I hope everyone's coming out of COVID safe and unscathed. I think I'm a little scathed, but we'll get there, right? So other than that, my parents did come. My parents have always shared my bubble, so and they're fully vaccinated. So they came on Mother's Day weekend, which was nice. They came for 3 days or so, and yeah. My hair is unruly. I haven't had a haircut in about 17 months, so this is what my hair does. And worse than the length, it's just there's a lot of it. It's full. But for now, I'm probably just going to leave it, let it go until we go back to the office. There's no really reason to cut it. If you'll remember, the haircut that I typically would wear is an A-line cut, pretty short A-line cut, which needs cut about every 7 weeks or so. And there's just no reason to do that right now. So let it grow. I am going to go spend some time with my parents at the end of June, beginning of July, and probably have my mom trim it a little bit. But other than that, just letting it go. What else are you going to do? So, and other than that, pretty much status quo here. Like I said, I took about 2.5 weeks off of stitching, just kind of lost that desire, but got back into it. Have a finish, have some FFOs to share today, have some whip progress to show, and then we'll talk about June, because tomorrow is June, people. So as far as May goes, I don't do Mania. I tried in theory once, and it just doesn't work for me. I don't want to change projects every day. That's not how I want to stitch. In fact, I'm not much of a rotation stitcher at all. I have a real hard time with setting a calendar, so to speak, and following it. I kind of want to stitch what I want to stitch in that moment. And I feel like when I put myself on a rotation of sorts, that it really kind of starts to hamper the desire to want to stitch. So that said, I have been focusing on certain pieces this year. If you'll recall, I've been trying to get my oldest whips done, my smallest whips done especially. And I've done a pretty good job of that. I'm on my second to last one right now, which I'll show you the progress on that later. And so I'm hoping that by my birthday, which is at the end of June, that I can have that last one done as well. We'll see. That'll be my focus piece for June, which we'll talk about. And then I'll have at least one new start in June, but we'll get to June. Either way, all that to say that I'm not a mania stitcher. I know a lot of people have taken mania and made their own version of mania, and I tried that, didn't work. So for me, I just kind of have the stuff that I want to work on in that month and see where that takes us. So anyway, so we'll start with some haul. I did get some haul since we visited last. And this is a black and white photo because I don't have a color printer here at home, but I bought Barbara Anna's Dreaming Girl. You guys all know what that looks like. And everyone's stitching it or Frida right now. I chose to get Dreaming Girl because she has red hair and she's pretty. So I'm going to use the called for DMCs. I haven't picked a fabric out yet. She's stitched on that really pretty blue fabric. I'm sure I've got something in my stash. I'm not buying fabric for her. I will find something in my stash to do. She's very fallish type colors, so I'll find something that works. Another chart that I acquired was just this week. Melissa Stitcher Mel, my BFF, and I are going to. We saw this piece actually this weekend on Instagram. I think it's a new release on the 27th, last Thursday. And it's called Quaker's Hometown. And I'm not even going to try to butcher the name of this company. I'm just going to show you the chart. It's called Quaker's Hometown. So you see all of those wonderful Quakers and then those houses in the middle. And I'll tell you what, if there's nothing that Melissa and I love more than Quaker motifs, it's houses. So this fits like every checkbox that we have. Now, I'm going to zoom in on this and you can see the name of the company. They're German, I believe. I put below them in my handwriting their Instagram account. So you can actually go and see a snippet of this stitched. It's 3 colors. They did it in Soie d'Alger, which is very expensive. Excuse me. They do list a DMC conversion, which I believe Melissa's going to do. It's ironically, it's not green, and it doesn't matter because you can't see it in this picture because it's black and white. But in this picture color version, it looks like it's green, white, and red. It's actually gray. The gray is equivalent to $37.99 DMC. I am going to either do DMC conversion because this is very large. I didn't print the whole chart because it's 47 pages. But they pretty much did one motif per page. So you can see why it would be that many pages. So it's very large, easy to read, which is really nice. So, like I said, I'm either going to do the DMC conversion or I might try and see if I can find a sulky equivalent. Sulky. This because I am going to do this on 36 count fabric, and I can get away with sulky on that. So we'll see. That's my plan. This is going to be a July start for us. It's going to be a July sal. If anybody wants to join us, feel free. The chart was, I think, $17 US. Not bad. So yeah, join us. We're going to start this. I think Melissa is planning on doing all Christmas and July pieces. So this is going to be a July start for us. So if you want to join us, we'll come up with a hashtag and we'll make sure we share it. So yeah. And then I got one more chart. And the story behind this lovely thing is that I was stitching on Sally Spencer, not Hanson, Sally Spencer. I've been corrected many times. Yes, I don't know what my block on that is. Sally Spencer. And I was running out of Black Crow. So, helpful hint to anybody who has not yet stitched Sally Spencer and is going to. You should definitely get 2 skeins of Black Crow and 2 skeins of Brother in Blue, because I actually had a second skein of Brother in Blue, so I got lucky, but I did not have a second skein of Black Crow, and I had to order it. And as we all know, 1 skein of fiber does not travel well alone. So I ended up getting this Blackbird Designs chart. It's Fairy Garden, which I love. And then I got the Gast fibers that go with it. Again, didn't buy fabric, because I've got plenty of fabric that will work in that neutral color. So I've got 32 count mocha, vintage country mocha. I've got a couple of PTP colors that would work. So I've got plenty of fabric. So I did not buy any more fabric. So, okay, that's all for the charts and fibers that I got. I did buy, total, I don't know, impulse purchase. I had been talking to Melissa, and she told me that Dovo scissors are discontinued because the molds were old and they just decided to discontinue them. And I had been looking at Dovo scissors for a while. I just hadn't pulled the trigger because they're spendy. But when she told me that, then I kind of was like, ugh, because basically what's in the market now is what's going to be available. And so I ended up going out and finding a pair of Dovos on Etsy, I think. Maybe Etsy, I don't remember. Just nothing special. They're 3.5 inch scissors, but they're so light, and I have been using them, and they cut so nice and clean. But anyway, I really like them. I'm glad I bought them. So I only have 1 pair of Dovos, and that's it. I'm not going to buy any more. I have plenty of scissors, as my mother so kindly pointed out the last time she was here. Why do you need more scissors? Don't you need 1 per project? I don't know. Anyway, Dovo scissors. And then I also purchased, from Bags Plus, I purchased some flips. So I got a 16 pocket flip. Really like these. So it's got 16 pockets for DMC on bobbins. And then she puts a pocket in the back for, the chart or accessories or whatever it is that you want to put back there. And then I got 2 of the bendy flip sizes, which is 12. So 12 DMCs with a pocket in the back. Look at that troll fabric. Oh my gosh. I loved it so much. I had to get it. And then I got 2 of those bendy flip ones. So anyway, so I really enjoyed those. So that's my haul since we last visited. It's not too bad. I do have more haul coming. Bought some fabric. So I think that's all I bought though so far. So Melissa's going on a Stitch for Stash starting tomorrow. I'm not going to join her, I don't think. Maybe in support, but I haven't actually been buying a ton, so I don't feel like I'm out of control on that. But I guess if it gets to be that way, then I can always join her. But for now, I don't plan on joining her on Stitch for Stash for June, because I don't want to. So there. So we'll move on to finishes, which I did have a finish, but it also turned into an FFO. So just this week, Thursday? I don't know, one night last week. And it's not this week because today's Monday. So weird. Anyway, one day last week, Thursday, I think I finished Sally Spencer. So I started this on April 1st as a Sal with Melissa. It was the hashtag we used was hashtag Sally Spencer BFF Sal. And I finished it and then I FFO'd it. Ooh, that is horrible glare. Hopefully that's better. So I don't know that I ever would have thought of framing it in a red frame, but Olivia at Pumpkin Hollow Quilts framed it in this frame that she got on Amazon. And I, quite frankly, had to copycat it because I thought it looked beautiful. Ooh, window glare. I guess that's as good as it's going to get. Anyway, so yeah, FFO'd it. I did pinning. I pinned it to the foam core and then just kind of folded everything over and taped it down. And then I put just brown paper on the back. So I don't have any, there's no hooks in it. So I need to get a hanger on it, but yeah, that's my Sally and I love it in this front frame. I think it looks perfect. I didn't put any of the initials in. I put my initials down there to the right of that pot, but otherwise I left it as is with none of the other initials. So, I love her. I'm happy. I'm so happy with her. So that was my finish since the last time we talked and my FFO. And with that, I actually have, I should have said, she was stitched with the called for gassed fibers on 32 count vintage country mocha. So yeah, love her. That's going on the wall this week sometime once I get the hanger in. Okay, I was on a roll with finishing, so I actually have 2 more finishes as well. So this particular piece I finished last fall, and I bought this frame. I think I got it from framesusa.com. Or pictureframes.com, one of the two. I'm not sure which one. And you can go and you can pick from their frames and have your own dimensions, and you can even upload a picture and that. And I was looking for a green frame. I would have liked to have a brighter green frame, but I couldn't find it anywhere. The one that I found was metal, and I didn't want metal. So I ended up with this frame, and this is my Halloween ABCs by Lizzie Kate. Oh, it's not a great picture, but anyway, it's Halloween ABCs by Lizzie Kate. And I stitched her also on 32 count vintage country mocha. I figured I had held off on framing it in this for a while because I wasn't sure about the frame. But here's the thing. I haven't done anything to this that can't be undone. I mean, I did put the backing on it and everything, but that can be taken off. And I only pinned it. I didn't, the other way. Can't think of it. You know what I'm talking about. So if I decide ultimately that I don't care for this, then I can take it out and reframe it somehow another way. So, but I actually do think that I like it. So I'm just going to let it sit like this for a while and we'll see what happens. So anyway, and then my last FFO, on December 31st, I finished Temperature Tree by Stitch and Mommy on Etsy, and I stitched that one on 32 count platinum Lugana, and I framed it as well. And this is just another Amazon frame, 11-inch frame. Wood on the back, or brown paper on the back. I had thought about adding something to this to indicate the year or the zip code or my city or something like that, but I decided not to do any of that. I wanted to leave it plain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color key. I kept my color key. I'm going to tape it to the back so that my color key is going to always be with it. And then I'll just put some information on the back that gives the details of it. But that brown frame I thought just looked really nice with it and didn't detract from the tree itself. So I'm really happy with the way, excuse me, that turned out as well. So yeah. So Sally and my tree are going to go on my walls this weekend or this week. And Halloween ABCs will go into my holiday box and come out from Halloween. All right. So those were my finishes and my FFOs. So I didn't have any new starts this week, or since the last time we've spoken. So I did have some WIP progress though. There was a couple of Zooms, a couple of Halloween Quaker Zooms with Michelle Garrett, Bindi Stitchy. And so worked on that a couple of different times. I actually ended up working on that. We had our last Zoom last weekend and ended up working on this for 3 days, that day plus 2 more, because I had started during that Zoom that big corner motif, which looks really large when you're stitching it. It doesn't look so big when it's on the fabric, but it took a while. And since I had my Q snaps, I ended up doing that one, and that one as well. So I spent about 3 days stitching on that to get that upper right left corner done. So that's where I'm at. This is 40 count PTP Murky, called for fabric. So that one, I think we're supposed to have a Zoom. There was a Zoom yesterday morning, but it was at 8 a.m. and that's a hard no for me on a weekend. So I think we're supposed to have another one next weekend maybe. And typically I only stitch on that during Zoom, on a Zoom day. But like I said, I kind of wanted to get that motif done and the surrounding ones. So I did that for 3 days, but that's okay since I missed yesterday's Zoom. I'll make up for it. So I'll pick that up the next time we have a Zoom, which I think is supposed to be next weekend. I could be wrong because I didn't think we were supposed to have one yesterday, but that might have been a spur of the moment one. Oh, by the way, this is Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. I should have shown this. So that's what that's going to look like when it's all said and done. So then my next WIP, which is my focus right now, and I kind of thought that I might have a May finish with it, but it's not going to happen. It'll be this week, but it's not going to happen today. I'm doing Magnolia by Nora Corbett. Yeah, Nora. And I'm getting close to having the stitching done. So all the stitching on the fairy itself is done. I finished the other wing. And now I'm just at the top there at her flower shower or umbrella, whatever you want to call it. And there's just a lot. I mean, you can see there's just a lot of color changes in it. But once that's done, I hope to have at least the stitching done today. And then I can move into the beading. And the beading is, I think the beading is going to be pretty quick. And I'm saying that because this is not anywhere near the beading that was on that mermaid that I finished earlier this year. And I was able to get the beading done on her in just like 2 or 3 nights. So I actually think that once I can get the stitching done in the shower part of this, I say shower because look, if you look at the beads, it's coming down like a shower. Then I can get going and it'll be pretty quick. So we'll see. If I get the stitching done tonight, then maybe I get the beading done tomorrow, maybe Wednesday at the latest. So we'll see. I'm very close to a finish on her though, which is good. She's my oldest WIP. I started her on January 1st, 2012. I think my biggest struggle with her has been the fabric. It's a 32 count silk weaver solo, which I love the color of it. I think it's a perfect fit for her, but I don't know. It's just, I'm not a big fan of the fabric for some reason. I don't know why. I've struggled with it, but she's almost done. and then I can move on. So that is going to be my focus until I get her done. So that'll be this week. And then I will be down to literally 5 whips at that point, which I don't think I've been to 5 whips in a long time, which is great. So my focus after her will be the one other older whip that I want to get done by my birthday. And that is going to be Pretty Little London by Satsuma Street. So I started this one in 2019, I believe. Sorry. Something outside caught my eye. In 2019. So it's only a couple years old. It's not horrible. I think I started it during Magical Stitches, like the Harry Potter version of Magical Stitches. So that was 2019, because last year they did the Disney books. I don't remember the name of them. But anyway, so here's where I'm at with her, or with Satsuma Street. So I'm not halfway done, but I'm close to halfway done. And this is just so much color blocking that it really does stitch up pretty quickly. So I should have it done. I'm hoping, well, I'll definitely have it done by my birthday, but I'm going to make this one my focus piece for June, spend most of my time on that and get that done and be done with it. And then I've been thinking about finishing, and I have pretty much all of the Satsuma Street Pretty Little City ones. And so what I think, I'm either going to find frames to frame them in. I'm going to stitch several of them to cities I've been to. So I've been to London, for example, and a lot of her cities I've been to. So I'm going to pick, you know, I don't know, half dozen of them or so at least, and stitch them. And then I'm either going to hoop finish them or find a frame and frame finish them and put them on my wall in, I believe, the guest bedroom, I think is what I'm going to do with them. Either in my craft room or my guest bedroom. I haven't decided. But this is going to be my first one. I actually have finished one other one, Pretty Little City. It's the one that I think looks like it was in Russia. And I have been to Russia. I went to St. Petersburg 3 years ago. And I stitched that one, and then I gave it to my dad as a gift because he was around while I was stitching some of it and had made comments. So I ended up giving it to him. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with that. So then that will leave me, like I said, down to those 4 or 5 whips. And the only other one that I really had wanted to get done before I started a whole bunch of new stuff was Knee High by Hands On Designs. But I decided I'm not going to worry about that one so much because I have it barely started to begin with. But I figured that could be a piece that I work on this summer and not feel like I have to have a deadline on my birthday. So if I can get Pretty Little London done by my birthday, then that will have made it so that I've gotten 5 of those whips done by my, from January to my birthday. And that feels pretty accomplished. So my only other June plans right now, subject to change, is I am going to have a new start. And I've been saying that I'm going to start this for a while. And my poor friend Sandy's like, sure you are. But I'm going to start Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I'm going to stitch all of them in a grid like it's meant to be. I'm going to stitch it on 32 count, blue and white petty point Lugana. Remember, this is the one that I had started on Ada, on I think it was 18 or 20 count Ada, 20 count, and I just could not. And so it was just too stiff. So I stopped and I found Lugana in 32 count. I do wish that they made the same fabric in a higher count, but I'm totally fine with 32 count. It'll make the stitching actually go faster probably. So this looks very close to the called for fabric, which is French Country Rain. That blue is very similar. And I saw this stitched on the gray, the 20 count gray Petty Point Ada. Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop had done that, and that's where I fell in love with it. So I'm going to do it on this blue Petty Point. And yeah, so the Facebook group Stitch All the Things, which is kind of an offshoot from Mania, Stitch Mania, which is going away at the end of today. They are starting, out of respect for Stitch Mania, they had not done any sales yet. They were waiting until Stitch Mania shuts down, which they shut down at midnight tonight. And so their first sale for June is going to be catch up on all your sales. So I'm going to participate in the catch up on all your sales, and I'm going to start this. Sandy does one chart a month, so she's got 4 charts done already. I don't know that I can get caught up to her, because by the end of June she'll have 5 of the charts done, 5 of the 11. I don't know that I'll be able to catch up to her, but gonna give her a run for my money. So London first. Well, I'll probably work on I think what I'll probably do is, once Magnolia's done, is I'll pick up London and then work on London during the week, like maybe Monday through Thursday, and then Friday through Sunday pick up Snow Village. So, the nice thing about, Country Cottage or, Little House, any of those, the size of these are really not bad. I mean, look at that chart. This is the Snowballs for Sale chart. I mean, they're very quick stitches. So I don't know that I can catch up with her in June. But I can probably get 2 or 3 of them done for sure. And I am going to start in the middle. So she starts in the upper left. I'm going to start in the middle. So this is basically a double chart. So plus it's a lot of white, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I'm going to do all the called for threads, except for I'm switching out white DMC for anchor. So anyway, those are my June plans. Once I get Magnolia done here in the next couple days, London, Snow Village. And that's about it. July, I'm going to have to think about plans for. Melissa's doing all Christmas in July. I'm not going to do that. I will start that hometown Quaker, or Quaker's hometown with her. I am going to probably start Dreaming Girls at some point, maybe in June. Maybe once I get London done. That'll be my new start. We'll see. So, yeah. So that's what I've got going. Even though I missed over a couple weeks of stitching, I still was pretty productive and had a good finish with Sally, had 3 good FFOs, which I'm really happy with. So probably not any FFOs the next time you see me, but definitely a couple finishes at least, I hope. So anyway, so that's what I've got for this week. And I am going to follow Melissa's lead. She is planning on doing a separate video to do a kit parade. And she's got a lot of kitted projects. She's got pushing 100, if not more, kitted projects, I believe. I think she's working on going through them now and destashing some of them. But she's still going to have quite a bit. I don't have that many according to my list. I have 58 right now. 59 if you count Fairy's Garden. I don't know if that's completely accurate. I need to sit down and kind of inventory them. But I think in the next couple of weeks, I will film a kit parade and yeah, show you my guilt. But anyway, but other than that, that's all I have for this time. We'll definitely be back. I'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks and with an update, and at some point the kit parade. I don't know if it'll be between now and then or if it'll be after. We'll see what my timing looks like. So Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great Memorial Day weekend. And I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy. And I'll see you next time. Bye.